Hi, I'm Emma Burrows, the Managing Director for Asia Pacific at CIO Connect. Some people are talking about this COVID-19 and the push to work at home digital transformation on speed. We know that Coca-Cola bottling is already a leader in digital transformation, and therefore I'm absolutely delighted to be interviewing Vicky Abhishek, who's the Chief Technology Officer at the Coca-Cola Company today.
Hi, Emma. Good morning. Thank you for having me here. Good to see you again.
For those that are far advanced in digital transformation, how do you think this business disruption and the supply chain disruptions will drive the next steps? What are the areas and issues that organizations should consider in their own environments?
Thank you, Emma. First of all, far advanced in digital transformation or not, it's not for me to judge, right? Each organization has to make their own assessment based on where they are and where they want to go in terms of their journey. And then we have marketplace and consumers who are the ultimate judge over a period of time. Having said that, there are five common elements for successful business transformation, in my view. It starts with strong technology engineering, which includes massive cloud adoption across organization for driving agility and scalability. The second one is around process simplification, focused on delivering productivity. Work which matters the most and how that should be focused upon, and how to rewire the organization to focus on productivity and efficiency overall determines how successful the transformation is eventually. Third one is around customer-centric approach. It's very important to keep the customer goals and needs as our North Star and then organize all other components around it. Since transformation involves change, organizations' capability to take risks and learn from failure becomes a key success element for their digital transformation journey. And the organizations which build a culture around promoting risk taking and learning from failures tend to do better in their transformation. And lastly, it's very important to understand and protect the core business. Successful companies are able to define and protect their core business, which is the what of why they are in the business, while being flexible on the hows. And it is especially highlighted in our current pandemic situation.
For those that are either starting digital transformation as a result of the current crisis, or who are in the early stages, what would your suggestion be to accelerate the process? And what did you do in the process that you would not do in this emergency situation?
Thanks again. As I said earlier, the pandemic times is presenting us a great opportunity to rethink, restack our business model for future. And we are now in this disruption for over a quarter, and we understand it a little better, and we still continue to learn new things as we go along. One of the elements is around the collaboration tool, right, which has always been promoted in past for last many years as productivity enablers. Now suddenly they have become lifesavers. All of us are operating on those tools to connect to our organizations and our teams. Similarly, online shopping, the trade, the whole e-commerce, which was always threatening the brick and mortar retail, has especially in developed markets. Now suddenly we see a huge uptake of that even in the developing markets in this pandemic situation or emergency situation. Thirdly, around the supply chain digital optimization, I think this has been going on for a while, but we see a lot more remote touch, no touch solutions coming into the play with using AR and VR technologies so that service engineers don't need to travel to installation sites. Engineers sitting in Europe can actually service equipment in our factories in Asia and so on and so forth. And these are some of the ways in which we can adapt and accelerate transformation even in current environment. And there are numerous such examples even in media and entertainment industries.
How would you navigate the four pillars of people, process, data, and technology in a digital transformation on speed?
Actually start with the fifth element. And in my view, core to the digital transformation is the customer and their needs. To me, that's where the goals of digital transformation in an organization are founded. It becomes the key anchor point to rally all resources, including people, process, technology, and make key decisions around resource allocation, work prioritization, and also to report progress over time using the key metrics. So it's very important to define why we want to transform as an organization and remain fairly consistent with that definition over a period of time for a successful outcome. People, in my opinion, are a key to this change, right? And the organization needs to invest in building capabilities, creating a learning environment, creating a safe environment where it's acceptable to fail and learn from failures, and then also reward early progress when it comes to people in the organization. On the process side, we do see that as organizations grow over time, the processes become complex and slow. And it's very important to simplify processes as we go along and focus on some key metrics like speed to market, cycle time to serve, to anchor our focus on transformation. I will actually combine data and technology into one category, and I think they're getting more and more intertwined as well as they are codependent, right? Data is key now to building the deep customer understanding we talk about across all platforms. Um, then we have to leverage the increasing compute power to process that data into meaningful business insights and make nimble choices on technology platforms, things like cloud, internet, IoT, AI, HMI. These are the classic examples of technology platforms where industries are making choices to deliver their transformation goals. Thank you.
And from a technology perspective, as it relates to business, what things do you think are likely to be permanent changes in the way that technology supports the organization? This can be changes that you see in the advanced digital organizations or things that you think must happen in this new world. And is there any going back?
This is my view of things which are going to change permanently based on what we have experienced the last 90, 100 days and perhaps will remain with us for years to come. First of all, we'll see a huge adoption and acceleration of AR and VR technologies in the digital supply chain space. Low touch, no touch, remote touch will become the norm. Document handling solutions, I think we have gone digital forever. We are not going to return back to paper-based solutions anytime soon, in my view. Similarly, digital commerce, which was a growing phenomena, especially in the developed markets, we are seeing huge change and adoption across all economies. Online delivering of products on your doorsteps will become normal and the new normal across all economies and across all social tiers as well. Virtual collaboration, I think we talked about it a little bit earlier, and also any technology enabled remote working solutions, they will get all accelerated as we go along, right? Yes, as we move farther away from 2020, there will be some balance restored between in-person and remote and virtual collaboration. But the cognitive bias for virtual collaboration and remote working is now permanent. Two areas where we are not seeing very lot of changes, right? I mean, the last few months. One is low code, no code software evolution. It was heating up just before COVID struck our lives and COVID started unfolding. But trust me, this will come back and come back stronger to set up more democratized software and application development capabilities at a scale similar to, and it will disrupt us at a scale similar to how smartphones changed our worlds forever. The last one, which I want to talk about, is around cloud-empowered IoT world and stronger edge computing with key enablers like 5G technologies. They will become more and more norms. And a lot of things which are looked upon today as experimentation, things like drone-based deliveries and other customer service bots and things like that, will become part of the new normal and will solidify into a more formal structure as we go out of this, come out of this pandemic. Thank you.
And the last question, Vicky, what does a leader need to do to come out of this situation stronger?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, right, we all need to focus on our personal self-being as well as for our employees, team members, and their families. we must follow all the social guidelines, opinion from the experts and around hygiene, personal hygiene, around social distancing, and the government and community guidelines, right? It requires more than anything. It requires mental strength and mental discipline more than anything else to make this all work and come out of this safely, right? That set aside, I think as leaders, we can really use this time to further strengthen our skills and capabilities and start preparing for a post-COVID scenario by investing in ourselves. It's a great time to get onto a remote learning journey. It also helps us to stay in a positive frame of mind. I also want to call out that we need to show and perhaps overtly and act with a very deep sense of empathy around people around us, including our employees and community in general, not just limited to organizations. There are a lot of people going through some very tough times, and these are causing a lot of knee-jerk reactions. We have to filter them and focus on the bigger roles, the bigger goals ahead of us, keeping an eye on evolving business models, changes around us, and see how the world shapes up in the next 2 to 3 years. I think we all will come out of this stronger, and we have seen the same outcomes from the past pandemics, wars, which the world has faced in past, and all other such large-scale disruptions actually are bigger opportunities for us to come out of it stronger and better. And I wish everyone all the best. Thank you.